Hello everyone, today we're going to be installing the Suma Performance Tesla Model 3 side view mirrors. Alright, so inside we've got both the right and the left mirror. We've got some wiring, and then we've got some T-taps. Some instructions. I mean, the instructions are kind of helpful. I guess not really vehicle specific. So that's what I think of that. All right. Some of the tools you're gonna need: some wire cutters. I've got my Torx T30. A little screwdriver to pry some of the wires away from the door card. Drill with a 3/8 inch adapter. Just makes things go a little bit faster, just in case I need that. Some tape. And then we got some pry tools, just a cheap kit off of Amazon, just so you can get some of those clips off. All right guys, so the first thing I like to do is get the window out of the way. I don't want to scratch the tint, and it just makes it easier to work with. So, all right, so we need to take the door card off. So there's a clip under here, and then we need to take this little red clip off right here. Our little marker just pops out. So we're going to take our T30 Torx bit, put it on our drill, and we're going to get all right, so now we need to pop the door card off. This can be tricky the first time. This is my wife's car. I've done it on mine several, and it's pretty easy to get off now, and it still secures pretty well. But we'll show you how to do that. We're going to take this kind of thicker pry tool. It's kind of stronger. I can get it some more leverage. If you want, you can put some tape on the back. You might scratch it, you might not. That's kind of up to you, but I'm not. So we just want to pop it here in the corner. There we go. Just get your fingers under here and start working it. It may sound like you're gonna break it, but trust me, just on the bottom is where you want to loosen it. There might be some up here a little bit higher. That's one of those that are tough. There we go. This comes off too, so it's usually attached to the door, but looks like it's popped off, so we can just get a screwdriver. We're gonna have to remove this anyways. So we'll go ahead and take this wire off. I just got a little flathead screwdriver. I find it easy to help get these connectors out because there's really no push button and they're kind of locked in there. There we go. All right, so we just lift up a little bit and the door comes up. All right guys, so now we've got some wires we've got to get rid of. All right, first thing is the emergency door latch. I don't know if you can see it right here, this little piece. You just need to pull up and just kind of work it out. It comes out pretty easily. Then we can flip up the thin slit, insulation. And we just need to start working on the clips. Okay, so try to put the door so we get some pressure. Use this right here. All right, guys, the next thing we're gonna wanna do is remove the mirror cap. This can be a little tricky. On my car, I've broken a couple of the clips. It still stays on fine, but you just wanna try to be careful taking this off. I'm gonna get something to kneel on. I'd suggest if you it's just a little foam pad I got off Amazon. Works great to kneel on. Saves your knees on the concrete, so highly recommend it. Okay, so let's get back here. All right, so I've got a few pry tools to help. Once I get a corner open, I can stick one of these under there. Keep it from clipping back as I move my way around. So we just get on the end here and kind of just get the ends to pop off on both sides. I'm sure there's other people that are better at doing this, but do what we can, right? There we go. Huh, look at that. These little clips, actually I did this pretty good. Mine didn't turn out so well. Yeah, it looks like there's a little snap right there, but those are just kind of little guides, like that guy right there. Still gonna clip in fine, so, all right. All right, guys, so trying to fish the wire through with the mirror on, I don't think it's gonna work, at least not for me. So, plan B, we're just gonna remove the damn mirror. All right, so we're gonna start. We've got a couple wires here for the mirrors. Just go ahead and unplug those. There we go. And then we have one little clip right here. Some of these clips are hard to get off. There we go. All right, so we got that out of the way. Now this gasket, it's got some clips in it as well. I think there's one, yep, one back here. Now make sure you get the clip out because it's actually just being held in by like a piece of rubber. And if you pull it out of that rubber, and I'll show you here, see, it sits inside a groove there. It's nearly impossible to get back in that rubber piece. I did that on my car. So, I think there's another clip in here. Yep, right there. And then that pulls up and reveals that's the third bolt that you cannot see. So you have that one, that one, that one, and then the mirror just pulls out. So it's actually pretty simple. 10mm bolt. So we'll be right back to take this bad boy off. All right, so got the 10mm drill. Now the mirror should be on a hanger. If you want to be careful, you might secure it before you take the last bolt out. Well, I guess I'm just not careful. But I know it is kind of hanging on there. There's a little support in there, so when you're installing the mirror, you're going to slide it over that clip and it kind of holds it on until you get the bolts on. So, okay. It's this little piece, black piece right here that's kind of hooked in. I'm just gonna work it easily. There you go. You just want to be careful you don't run it across the bottom here or scratch anything. I forgot, there's one more clip. It's actually attached to the mirror, similar to those others. There we go. Just kind of feed these wires through. There we go. We have the mirror off. So here's that gasket thing I was telling you about. I was having trouble getting through that. And so you just kind of pull that out. And that reveals the small hole. This thing just comes off. All right, so now we can go take it over the bench and try to work the wire through. All right, guys, while we're here, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the mirror out of the way. I'm gonna need to anyway, so just grab it and just have to start working it. There we go. All right, so I have some wires we got to undo here. These are for the, I believe these are the auto dim. I don't know, auto dim, defrost, something, something. All right, old mirror. So there's the inside. So all the wires kind of curve around there. So once we get the wire ran through here for the turn signal, we'll just route it down through here. And then it'll come out here. So try so it doesn't get snagged on anything. Just gonna round that edge up a little bit. Give it just a little gentle curve. Something like that. coaxing, I was able to get the punk through. Not the easiest, probably took about 10 minutes, just wiggling it around. I finally saw it in here, but there's some ledges in there that was preventing it because it was curled up. And so I had to get my screwdriver in there, pry it down, and then kind of keep pushing it through. So we're good. We just need to go ahead and run the wire through. Let me go grab it. All right, guys, so here is the wire that they provide for the turn signals. Unfortunately, it is not long enough, so we will have to splice it, but no big deal. All right, so what we're gonna need to do, essentially just feed it through down here, so we just need to work it through. You know what, actually it might be easier to go the other way. Just go pull this antenna away a little bit. I mean, all this running, I'm trying to run it like stock. I mean, you can probably get away with running it another way, but there we go. So I can see right down there. Just gonna pull through. There we go. All right. So we don't need a lot of slack because these wires are going to connect. So these guys right here. All right. And so we don't need a lot of slack. I'll do something like that right there. That's about how much wire I'm going to leave through. I would say about 4 or 5 inches coming out of the housing. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is just this wire right here that I've got ran, I'm just going to use some electrical tape. Hold that. Doesn't got to be pretty, just needs to hold. Which I didn't get that very tight, so let's put some more on here. Now you want to be careful. You don't, last thing you want is the wire to pull out in the middle. So let's just make extra sure. Okay. Now we're just going to run it through. Hopefully it will go smoothly. Help it around this turn a little bit. There we go. I thought it was going to pull off, guys. There we go. So I'm just going to snip that off. All right. Easy peasy, I guess. Actually, you know what, guys? Probably making the same size as the defrost wires. All right, cool. Okay, so this little gasket, don't forget that. First time I did this, I forgot to put the gasket back on, screwed everything up, put the window seal back on. Yeah, it was just a pain in the ass, so don't forget the gasket. So it just slides in here like that. There you go. I'm going to put a zip tie on this. Just to secure everything. Okay. Got that. All right, guys, so the auto dimming portion you're not gonna need. I'm just gonna tape it up. And I know my taping is not the best. So we'll go over here. I'll put some more on. There we go. What we can do is just tuck this guy back here in the housing. We don't need it anymore. Okay. It's only 2 wires we need right there. I have it already out. I'm going to go ahead and install the mirror while I'm at it. And then the mirror should just snap on. What do I got going on here? There we go. All right, and then finally, we'll snap this guy back on here, and it just really, it's pretty simple. Just kind of line it up and just start pressing down. There we go. All right, pretty much everything installs in reverse order. First thing is you want to put your plastic trim piece back on. You're gonna make sure you get this over that, and it just slides and sits right in there. This thing right here, that little hook, is gonna go right down on there. So we need to fish our wires through. Again, just be careful that you don't scratch your paint. Okay. All right, so we just need to put the bolts back on. I like to hold the mirror kind of in position, so I'm gonna hold it up, kind of push it down just a little bit. All right, and the last hole that's hidden under the seal here. Now I'm gonna hand tighten these. Don't ask me what the torque spec is. I'm just playing this one by ear or by feel, so it'll work. Okay, so we want to push the gaskets back on, or the clips for this weather seal. There we go. Okay. Hook these wires back up. There's the antenna and the other door controls. All right. All right, guys. So we're gonna take the speaker off here to get access to the door jamb, and this trim piece to get access to the other side. So this thing just snaps off. You just get a hold of it and just kind of pull it out. Actually, you've got to take. I probably wish that the window was up. So we'll just have to deal with that here. Okay, so this is the door jamb. I've just taken my pry tool and just pried this gasket out. And then same up here. This one you peel off the cover, and then you just have to release these tabs, and that piece pulls out. Then when we reinstall, we're gonna put the gasket over this piece, push it back in, look like nothing ever happened. Same with that one. That gasket just the rubber piece just pushes back in, so that'll be pretty easy. Now I wish I had the window up, the mirror up, window up, because I'm gonna have to run this wire. We're probably gonna run it through here, or maybe through this hole, one of these holes inside, and we're gonna have to follow it down through here. On my car, I put a couple pieces of tape in here on this wire. Once I ran it down in here, I just stuck my hand around the speaker hole, put the tape on there just to make sure it stayed you know, away from the window when it was opening and closing. I didn't want to pinch it. Pretty strong tape that I use, and it's weatherproof, so it should hold. So I'm gonna put the camera up and we're gonna go ahead and try to fish this through. Same concept, you can probably use the hobby wire, clothes hanger, whatever, to fish through this end over here. It's actually open, and so you're gonna be able to fish it through pretty easily. Probably the hardest part is getting it through this rubber piece, but it's not too bad. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to open the window, or close the window, I should say. Which means I'll have to bring the door card back, and I'm gonna do that now. It's gonna make it easier. All right, so now if you ever have to take the mirror off again, maybe you wanna solder on some clips, or you can clip the wires together, unplug them, I guess a plug, whatever you wanna call it, right here. I will just cut them if I need to and resolder them later, so I'm not too worried about it. I believe this hole from the door card I believe something sticks in it, so I don't think I want to stick a wire in there. I think I'm gonna go up through this top right here. Yep. So you can see the wire comes through. There's an inner skin and an outer skin. I mean, run it wherever you want, but there's a little groove down there that you can kind of fish it through. It's hard to explain. You'll just have to put your hand back there and kind of feel. I don't know if I'm gonna get this one through that or not though. Got the wire through there, we can go ahead and get rid of that. Yeah, I'll just cut that here in a minute. All right guys, I'm gonna go ahead and store the door card back on because, well, we're done with everything there, so we'll go ahead and expand that out. So really the process is just in reverse, pretty easy. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is remove the the frunk liner or the trim, whatever you want to call it. I find it easier to work down in here than just removing this. Because really we need to route the wires to each of the fenders, to the turn signals in the camera, the autopilot cameras that are on the side over here. So to get this out, we just pull off this cover, snap off this piece, and then there's a few 6, 7, 10 millimeter bolts. All right, so from this point, the thing just snaps out. I find it easiest to come here to the corner. Just kind of pop it up. Just kind of work it down. I believe there's 3 clips on each side. And the thing just lifts out. No big deal. All right, so we're gonna have to extend the wires from what Suma sent us. As you can see, it's not quite long enough. So I'm just gonna splice into these and add some length to them. So under here, really we just have to flip back this piece right there. And so this, that is what we're looking for. So I'm not gonna be able to film this and drill a hole, but I'm just gonna drill a little hole over to the side of the cords. You don't want to go under them because the cords do angle down on the other side. So I'm going to go right over here somewhere. And then that's where I'm going to route them through the firewall so I can get access to the fenders. All right, guys. That's where I have the wires ran through. Okay. And I've got them coming out through. That's where they come out, is down there. Yeah, it's really hard to see from here, but it's down there. So what I did was I marked one with a white piece of tape, so I know that I'm going to put it on that side so it matches the right mirror. And I'm going to need to run it over here. All right, so wires, we're just going to run, probably just run along there. Let me zoom out a little bit. And then just got to route them around down in here somewhere. And then ultimately they've got to end up down in this area. And then we'll be able to get access, car's dusty, to this bad boy. All right, so then we'll pull this out, and then we'll be able to wire it up and all that. So when I did my car, I actually pulled out the fender and got up in there. I think I can do it without. So I'm gonna go ahead and route these wires. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so it's gonna be much easier to go into the fender because there's 2 little clips under here, and I don't feel comfortable just prying it out. which I just tried, and all right. We want to use this wire. So this one's the antenna. This one's for the blinker. There was a cover over it. I just used a razor blade, cut the black tape, electrical tape, and just pulled it off. Give me some room. So I tested these with the multimeter, and black is ground, yellow is positive. Your wire with the white line is positive, other one's ground. All right, so I need to grab the T-taps. All right, so we're just gonna tap into these. All right, so white line, positive. I'm just getting some pliers to make sure this is nice and snug. There we go. Just so you guys know, I have paint protection film on here. I know I'm kind of tapping it, but it should be fine. Okay. And let's get the ground on here. We're gonna trim this a little bit. Okay. Well, I wanted them a little further apart, but that'd be fine. So you guys already know what comes next, and that is the black tape. Yeah, I could have spread those a little further apart, but this will work. Okay, pretty much it. Now we can put it back in. Let me just test this quicker. All right, so like that. Look at that. Show you guys where that's at. That's where the wires run. Goes to that little hole there. And then you can reach down under here. Right there. And then you just pull it through here. There. And that's it, folks. Now I'm just gonna put everything back together. Get that liner back on. And then the front, we'll get our screws back on. It just goes on in the reverse. You guys have no problem with that. See that wire down there? Oh, you know what? That's the hole for this side. Probably put a zip tie or two on those. All right, guys. That's how you wire them up. Not for the faint of heart, but not too bad. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.